Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. This is your temporary host, Bill Cooksey. Temporary co-host Larry Ray to my right, and over to my left we have Dave Gabbard and Gene Smith. Our next guests are two men who, in different ways, turned the outdoor industry upside down.
Amen.
At a point in their careers. And the first one was in television, and that's Mike Morgan, who's now with Mojo Migration. The other one definitely turned the waterfowl world on its head.
Yeah.
With the Mojo decoy, and that's Terry Denman. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks, glad to be here.
There you go. Now, that's got it down. That was good. We might even use that one some other time, too. So, hey, Bill, thank you. And I know that you've connection with both of you guys. Thank y'all for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You got a lot of fans. You know, up here, you sell a lot of Mojo products. You got a lot of folks watching Mojo Migration. So I got to talk to Terry a little bit about the start here, and then we're going to switch in to get Mike and about how you guys got together and everything. Terry, talk about it, because I know back in was it the 90s, somewhere around that line, or I can't remember exactly, that you hooked up with some other people. I know you got a civil engineering degree from Louisiana Tech, using engineering, and love to hunt and all these different kind of things. Tell our listeners about how Mojo got the mojo.
Well, it was 1999, Larry, and the spinning wing decoy concept had evolved out of California. No one knows exactly how it got started, but the first person that had a commercial success with it was with a product called Fatal Deduction.
Yes, that's it.
And it was a spinning wing decoy, and it got to this part of the world. Actually, I think it got to Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart, Arkansas first.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was pretty much of an explosion.
It was.
And that explosion resulted in the demand greatly exceeding the supply. You just couldn't get the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's a sporting good guy that you will know, Jeff Simmons, up in Bastrop, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Almost Bass Pro size sporting goods store in Bastrop, Louisiana. He learned of them. He's a big duck hunter too. He learned of them through Max, and he was trying to buy some of them, and he couldn't. They just wasn't available. And so a third friend of mine and Jeff's both is a guy named Murray Crow.
That's right.
Murray Crow.
Yeah.
And Murray's, even though he has a college degree in agribusiness, and he came from a family that did large farming. His father and his brother had passed away, and he'd gotten out of farming. He'd fiddle around with cars and pulling tractors and race cars and balance people's race. He could do anything like that. So Jeff calls him and asks him if he will build him some of these devices. Now, it's in the middle of duck season, okay?
Yeah.
And so Murray said, yeah, I'll build you some. And the device that came out of California operated with a really, really high-speed, small DC motor, and to slow the wings down to a reasonable speed, they used a little pulley belt system. It was actually a pretty poor design.
It was a mess.
It was a mess, as Bill said.
It was a mess, yeah. And nevertheless, Jeff asked Murray if he'd build him some. Murray says yes. Murray calls me simply because we've been friends since we were babies, and I'm an engineer, and he didn't know how to size the pulleys. So, make a long story short, in the process of all that, we decided that's the poorest way to do it you could do. So, Murray kind of let his mechanical genius kick in at that time, and in DC motors, the speed's proportional to the voltage. So he took a 24-volt Caterpillar cab blower motor. That should work on 24 volts, put 6 volts to it instead of turning 3,000 RPM, it turned about 700. It's perfect, And so he took some aluminum off the race car and made some wings, hooked them directly to the motor, and basically built a better mousetrap.
Amazing. Is that?
Oh, I remember every step of the way.
Yes, don't we all?
From people waiting in line to get on the waiting list to buy them to watching Murray and Terry, do their thing and build that up.
It was amazing, and I know that Terry. I know that I got that. The motto I heard: "Changes how we hunt," and it really did. it did that, and to this day, and we're going to talk about some new products. Does it blow your mind, Terry, to know what's happened with this?
Well, I get asked that question often, and my answer is a little bit strange. Maybe, I don't know. Most of the time, I don't ever give it any thought. But if I stop and think about it, I say, look, we've come a long way, in a relatively short period of time. But
yes.
Generally speaking, I don't give it much thought. I just go through life. I'm kind of a nonchalant type of person. I have a nonchalant type personality, and I just get up every day and go to work type person.
Well, anybody that served on the State Wildlife Commission for 6 years and was chairman for 2 years and vice president, chairman for 2 years else, and does all the other things you got some things on your mind. So don't worry about that. It is a success, and another success. And we'll switch over to Mike real quickly. Is the TV end of it, Mike? I know that you grew up in a hunting family, I understand, and hunted all over everywhere, elk in Wyoming and antelope in Colorado and all these different kind of things. And then all of a sudden along comes Mojo TV. So talk about where we've come. I remember, and I'm an old man here, man. I'm middle-aged for a 150-year-old man. I'll just tell you right off the back. I've been around the horn a few times. I remember hunting across America. And I always wondered how you could hunt across America when you're hunting in Africa. You had to. So talk about the evolution of the TV side of this.
Well, we got into we actually started off in the hunting video business. And there was 3 or 4 of us out there, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then Disney came into the video business, and they just took the money out of it. They started selling videos to Walmart for $4, so we couldn't make any money anymore. And they could sell them all those $4 videos they wanted. So we decided to get in the TV business and started, again, right when the Outdoor Channel got cranked off, they were on a public access TV. You could send them a show and they'd play it 100 times a week for free.
That's right.
And they were just looking for programming. And we got in there about that time. A couple more people around, Mossy Oak got in, Primos got in, a lot of Mississippi people got in. And so we started and grew it from there. And a couple of years after that, we were down, I believe it was in New Orleans at the SHOT Show. And it's the last day, and I see a duck sitting up on this pole just spinning. And I'm a big duck hunter.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I got to have one.
Gotta have one.
I gotta have one.
Yeah.
So we walk up there, and they were in the booth. They might have even been in Avery's booth. I'm not sure.
They were, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking they were in Avery's booth, sharing a booth that year, because they were just kind of getting cranked off.
That's right,
and, and we were fixing to go to Mexico the next week or two and hunt teal. Mexico duck season stayed open into February and early part of March, and I begged and begged and begged Terry. He said, look, we just don't have any more of them. I can't let him go to the show. And I said, well, I'll come back at the end of the show. And at the end of the show, I come back, and he gave us one, and we went down there, and we killed more ducks than I've ever killed in my life. And, down in Mexico at that time, they didn't have limits. They didn't have spear shot. But
been there.
I tell you what, they fogged into that decoy like who would have thunk it. And we just hammered them. And so that started a relationship with Terry, and he became our title sponsor on Hunting Across America, and it became Mojo's Hunting Across America, and we grew it for years and years. And then finally got out of that business and went over with Terry on the Mojo end of it, and have just been doing the Mojo TV shows. And right now we've got Mojo TV, which airs on the Sportsman's Channel, and we got Mojo Migration, which airs on the Pursuit Channel.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, because you just kicked off a new season on the Pursuit Channel, I think, and you can watch some of these things. I know I watched the first one on June the 30th. I don't know where we are right now. I'm a little bit behind, but I can still go back and see that you've brought all these things into existence on the Pursuit Channel. And the TV side, Mike, it's changed a lot too, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's daylight and dark. I was telling Terry the other day, when I got into it, editing equipment, I bought a 9 gig hard drive, paid $2,500 for it. So I got 36 gigs, spent $10,000, and thought I would never use it up. Now you buy a terabyte for about $75, and it's just daylight and dark. The production quality's gone up, the time that people spend, the camera, just everything from one end to the other has gone up in production quality and equipment, and it's daylight and dark now.
Well, congratulations, both you guys being in the Legends of the Outdoor Hall of Fame. They're getting ready to have another induction ceremony coming up here in a few weeks up on the General Jackson in Nashville, and a lot of my closest friends are going on. And you guys, Terry, keep rolling out these new products. I see that. Man, you've come a long way from that one spinning wing decoy. I mean, everything's spinning now, it seems like.
That's right, Larry. And, it's a state of the industry as much as anything. You have to have new products.
Yes, yeah.
And there's lots of other products we could bring out, but, we are dedicated to not becoming what is known as a Me Too company. We're just not going to bring out another version of something else. We're going to always try to raise the bar.
Yes, yeah.
And, I know you've seen our new Elite Series.
Yes, I have.
Decoys, and I'm sure you're probably going to get around to that. But,
yes.
That's a bar-raising product,
Well, that's the King Mallard, the Mojo, all these new Elites. There's the King Mallard, the Mini Mallard, the Blue Wing Teal, the Green Wing Teal. Even got some coming soon. I don't know if that Gadwall is out. The Woody, are they out yet? Are they?
Yeah. We just were starting receiving those now, but it's this year's product. It'll be available this fall.
And then you've even gone into the critters, and I always knew you need to go into that. The Critter 2, the Critter started out with the Critter. Now we got the Critter 2. Folks, you just need to go to that Mojo website. I know I've got it posted on lroutdoors.com. How you can receive all the information on these guys, because they're constantly coming up with new things. I'm just amazed at I can see back, and I talked to Bill before we let you guys know that not everybody liked you at the first.
That is correct.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just talking about the Mojo. I mean, there were some, that.
It was.
Oh, I wrote about it for a month in the commercial appeal
mm-hmm.
up here, and I appreciate you guys giving me something to write about. It was one of those times when I needed to write some good things. But hey, Mike, Terry, thank you for being a part of Outdoors with Larry Ray over these 17 years. You guys have been on the show before. A lot of fans up here in the Memphis area. I know a lot of folks keep up with Mojo and the Mojo TV and the Mojo Migration. And the name itself, I know it goes all back to that voodoo, if I'm not mistaken. The voodoo.
Louisiana voodoo, that's where it comes.
I don't know if you'd have picked – was there a second choice here? I've always wondered that. If it hadn't been Mojo, what would it have been?
No, it wasn't. When we discussed it with Murray, the year he was just building them for Jeff, we didn't have a company. We're trying to come up with a name, and I just reminded Murray. I said, well, look, in corporate America today, it's short and snappy and easy to remember. There's nothing long anymore. It's Apple,
mm-hmm.
It's Microsoft, it's GM. And so, from that, we pitched the word Mojo, which was a term my dad used, and we didn't even know what it meant. We put it in there without knowing what it meant.
Well, I think everybody knows what it means right now. It means success, things along that line. So, hey, guys, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Terry, for being with us.
All righty.
Y'all have a great time. Let's stay in touch. Anything I can do for you guys up here in the Memphis area, you know how to get me, okay?
We appreciate it, man.
All right, buddy. Thank y'all. All right, let's take a break. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Come right back. And, we got the man himself, I guess. He'll be calling in from Lake Truman up in Missouri. He's everywhere. There's only one Ron Wong, but there appears to be many. We'll be right back, and I will introduce him.